Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Use the options on the left to edit league settings. It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got two teams who were AFC rivals for almost 25 years. It's the Broncos and the Seahawks, and it comes your way next.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason, it's all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
Here we go in a rematch of Super Bowl 48. The Seahawks and Broncos are underway. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So now here are the Broncos to take over on offense, led out by their rookie quarterback, drafted 12th overall, Bo Nix out of Oregon.
And we knew from the moment the commissioner called his name on draft night, and by the way, laid a pretty good hug on the commissioner going across the stage. But we knew he had a chance to be the starter week one. He dove right into the playbook, ingratiated himself with his teammates, and that's exactly how things have played out.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. To throw is Nix. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing Nix. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a pickup of 6. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Give the sack to Jerome Baker.
Now, how about that? Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz, and the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Nix. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Here's 3rd and 7. To throw. Here's Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Well, just the last thing you want to see here in the first quarter of a new season. Hopefully nothing serious. We'll step aside for a moment. Nix to the air. Short throw caught by Dulcich. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. From the 21, here's 2nd and 3. Now it's Nix. He'll drop this down to Williams. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Here's Nix once more. To the right side and intercepted. Picked off by Reek Willen. And the Seahawks are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to get with the quarterback right now offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
The Seahawks set to go on offense here, and it is the Pro Bowler Geno Smith at quarterback, Charles, in his 12th NFL season.
And Smith continues to show that his career resurgence hasn't been some fluke. He's brought a level of maturity, stability, and good play that allows him to compete with any team on any given week. The real question is whether or not he can become a championship-caliber quarterback. Only time will tell, but for now, he's done enough to give this franchise reason to believe they can certainly get the job done.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. Throw out wide to Walker. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up second down. Smith. Has it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
2 straight 4-yard runs, and it is steadily working the ball downfield. To me, they're staying right on schedule. First down, you want 4 yards or more to set up the rest of the drive. They're getting exactly that.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Toss left side for Walker. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Now Geno. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So now the 2nd drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their 2nd possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and they have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
Back to throw now on 1st down. A short one to the tight end, Troutman. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. That's into the hands of Reynolds. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it's 3rd and 4 now. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, here's Williams. Powers by at the 40. And some room to maneuver. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10, right at the 40. They run it again with Williams. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year, and part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
This to the sideline and over everybody, incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me. Nix from the shotgun. He completes this to Sutton. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. Working out of the gun is Nix. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. And that sack, it goes to Boye Mafe.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So after drive number 3 here, we have a score, and it's 3 points after the field goal.
I would say the feeling out process for both these teams, I'd say it's over, partner. Everyone understands what's going on now. You've kind of probed a little bit. Now you want to start throwing the big shots. First 3 points up on the board could be significant.
Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion left. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. 2nd and 10. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Back to throw, Smith. Steps away to his left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
They'll try the air now with Smith. Forced out to his left. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it, and they do so and pick up a first down.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Touchdown! Tyler Lockett, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Seahawks are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead.
As a former defender, I would be angry as well. Could not get off the field. Well-executed offensive drive. No matter what the defense tried, they couldn't stop them.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. That time a 6-play drive.
And it ends with a Tyler Lockett touchdown. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Off the play fake, Nix.
And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Nix. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Reynolds. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. In motion left goes Reynolds. And they'll fake the jet sweep, and instead give up the middle to Williams.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Sometimes I think cornerbacks can benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
50 yards rushing for him in his first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
The kick by Lutz is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. There's Tyler Lockett and the rest of his Seattle teammates coming out for the next possession.
He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. His throw incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
He completes this to Walker.
Out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. This is brought in at the 21. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10.
Denver's offense ready to go again.
Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
A toss to the wide side. This is Williams. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
To throw is Nix. A short one to the tight end, Troutman.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the 1st round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the 1st round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, you know, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top role, and I know he's excited about the opportunity.
Finding Williams once more, complete. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 7.
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. Ooh, with a juke.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 78 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this 1st half. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Throwing Nix.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Josh Reynolds. An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Broncos are able to move back in front. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that 1st touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Cody Barton there to bring him down. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers, he's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And he's got the 1st before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
No surprise to see his sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up, and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the 1st down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Off of play action. Here's Smith. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Play action. It's Smith. And Walker has it. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They begin the drive with Williams. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 101 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
To throw, here's Nix. A short one to the tight end, Troutman.
So just 3 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Now it's Nix. Screen play set up for Williams.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Up the middle, it's Williams.
Tyrell Dotson there on the tackle.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. Here's Nix. Throw left side complete to Troutman.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nix to the air. Open man is the tight end, Troutman.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 20-yard line. A first carry for Samaje Perine. Gets around him, and he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
They'll go play action with Nix.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there on the sack to bring up 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Nix dancing to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. That's into the hands of McLaughlin.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The kick by Lutz is good. And now it's a two-score game at 9, 16-7. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. This complete to Lockett. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34.
Geno now to throw.
He'll find his man, Laviska Shenault.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is caught on the sideline. And he gets out of bounds as well. How about that? A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
To the air again, Smith. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Geno Smith in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Seahawks are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking, nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is down to 2. 5 plays there on that drive. And was polished off by the touchdown run from the 16-yard line.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. The final shot before break. Nix.
That's complete to Troutman, right side.
And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll get started up at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland. And it's the Browns who have the lead in the second quarter. Amari Cooper, a touchdown reception. Both
Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
On third down, here's Walker.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a first down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
Smith. It's caught. Block it. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Now Smith.
That'll be caught right side. Chenault with it. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 3. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
51 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
And if that run looks familiar to you by Walker, it should. You saw it at Wake Forest, at Michigan State, and in the NFL here with Seattle. A nice start to his career, totaling a little over 2,400 yards from scrimmage and 18 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Walker with another carry.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. So 3rd down. They need to get to the 28 for a first. Back to throw, Smith.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there. Myers' kick is good, and they have regained the lead. Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half.
And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. Up the middle, here's Pirine.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Looking to throw. Nix.
A short one to the tight end, Troutman.
And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They run it with Pirine on 1st down. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
He finds his man, complete. It's McLaughlin.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
They'll hand it to Pirine.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Nix. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Credit the sack to Jonathan Hankins.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 46.
The kick by Lutz is good,
and they have regained the lead.
So 2 lead changes already in this 3rd quarter. One side takes the lead with a field goal. The other takes it right back.
And I'm starting to get the feel that it's going to be this way all the way to the end. I hope you feel the same way because in this particular game, these two are evenly matched. Let's see how it turns out.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. They'll fake it. Now Smith.
He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Offenses all over continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep ball. But oftentimes, it attracts a little bit of extra attention. And it did on that play, and that one got knocked away.
And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally, I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Broncos offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued.
Now the ball comes loose.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
Now the ball now, and now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose, and is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Hand off here for Pirine. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. Now 3rd down and 7. To throw is Nix. Pass taken in by Pirine. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix.
And he will find his man on the outside. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 32-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
Oh, that's a nice job of clearing space in the middle of the field for your tight end. He's going to start behind the line and run an angle route, hoping to kind of get lost in the middle of the field. And this is put right on him, and he's able to pick up a 1st down.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Bo Nix
making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut.
And the Broncos will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
And this is a balancing act for a head coach with a rookie quarterback. You've got to walk a line with him. You don't want him getting happy feet, but you also don't want to rein in what worked for him in college. And here, he pulls it down, takes it himself, and takes it into the end zone.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Well, we've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. A shotgun snap for Smith.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Baron Browning coming in from that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Geno.
He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Denver's offense now set to go.
Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
2nd down, 8 to go from the 28. A first carry now for Jaleel McLaughlin.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Trying for it with Pirine.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Here's Walker to start the drive.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
In motion, the tight end.
On the counter, it's Walker.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
They'll try the air now with Smith.
He completes this to Walker.
Call it a gain of a yard, and that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Inside the 10.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
So now the Broncos offense will come out here as he'll try to add on 2 more. They'll look to throw. It's caught at the 1, and he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And we'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Play action. It's Smith. On the move to his left.
And Smith able to move the chains before sliding down.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
This one goes underneath to Walker.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up 3rd and 1. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 46.
Now to the ground. Here's Walker.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Throwing now is Geno.
Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba.
And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 20-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
But that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And, Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number, and he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Off of play action, here's Smith. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Baron Browning in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
This is Fant on the short completion. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Smith.
Throw left side, going to be caught by Shenault.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Laviska Shenault
from 8 yards out.
And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. So this now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a 1-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
Myers connects on the PAT as this gets him back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
It's P-Ryan to begin the drive. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. This a 2nd and 8. On the handoff, McLaughlin.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This will be 3rd and 5.
Throwing Nix. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
Room here to run. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
And Walker once more. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Geno now to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Smith now to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a fourth down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
To throw is Smith. And down inside the 15 he goes. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Now Smith.
Throw out wide to Walker.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Here's Smith.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Smith's going to throw it.
And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't.
And he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown. And now a two-point conversion. And we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have one big call left? Here we go. The touchdown's massive, but now they've got to have two to possibly take this to overtime.
The late touchdown was only half the battle. Now they need the two-point conversion to tie the ball game. And he will get in. The two-point conversion is good. And we may be on our way to overtime. Everything was riding on that two-point conversion, and they got it.
They got it. They now have the momentum. Time really dwindling in this game. Now their big deal is make sure they get a good kickoff and don't give up anything big on the defensive end.
What a start to the season this has been. Back and forth, all tied fourth quarter as the kick is away here. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So conditioning going to be a factor here. Who can hold up to the test? It's overtime here in week 1. Oh, now how about this return? And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Denver's offense now set to go. Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
Now a first throw here in overtime.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back. Unsuccessfully.
Here's Nix. That is caught. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this. Overtime in week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll run again with Pirine. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have you guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage. And that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. Now a carry for Pirine. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. To throw is Nix. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. We'll play only the 1 overtime here. If time runs out, it'll be a tie as they come up on 2nd down. To throw, here's Nix. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. Hoping to keep this OT drive alive. Now they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Pirine. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
The kick by Lutz is good, and they have regained the lead. So they do get the short field goal here to get them the all-important overtime lead. But, Charles, you wonder if they'll wind up ruining the fact that they were able to get down into the red zone, yet not able to find the touchdown that would have won them the game.
Brandon, you're absolutely right. In overtime, when you get the ball first, the hope is your opponents never see the football. But now they're going to get a drive to try and win it, or at least keep the game alive with a field goal. And I'm getting a dictionary out to look up ruin.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, and I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? Overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone, because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Pushing his way through. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. A great game, partner. A spectacular finish. They needed at least a field goal to keep the game alive. They do one better. They get it in the end zone and end it.
And I don't know about you, but I'm worn out. That type of a game takes it all out of us as well, not just the guys on the field. What a tremendous finish, and as you noted, were they going to go and try and get 3 and keep the game going? And that wasn't good enough for them. They got the touchdown, and that's why we're able to say goodbye.
So for the Seahawks, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.